Hey guys, it's Ian from the Cognitive Cow, and today I have another cooking video because so many people enjoyed the last one. Today's recipe, I had an idea for a kind of vegan barbecue recipe, and that doesn't make sense. But it's gonna be way easier than like actual barbecue with like meat and stuff, because instead of meat we're going to be using these mushrooms. Now most people are a little weird about using mushrooms and eating mushrooms because it's fungus and you see it in the yard, but this isn't the kind you see in the yard. This has been... It's not anything weird. It's specifically the type of mushrooms we'll be using today are baby bellas, shiitake, and oyster. Yeah, oyster is a kind of mushroom. Because these are the mushrooms that taste most like pork. And this is going to be easier to cook than actual barbecue pork, because actual barbecue pork you have to cook really hard with lots and lots of heat. You have to smoke it, and it takes all day and takes all energy and costs a lot of money. But this, you can just cook it in your skillet at home without having to spend $50 bajillion on a smoker that doesn't work and inhumanely murder some pig. So let's get started, right? Now I'm going to be using South Mill mushrooms for these. You can use fresh mushrooms, you can use whatever brand. It just, baby bella, shiitake, and oyster is what it has to be. So we're going to open this package and we're just going to yeet it into the pan. Let me get a spatula. Where are all the spatulas? Alright, here's one. That. And you'll notice that it even smells similar to pork. And I don't exactly know why that is, but, and again, all of this is perfectly safe to eat because people eat it all the time. In fact, you can go to Zaxby's and get mushrooms that are fried and it tastes like barbecue fried chicken or whatever they eat in the South. Alright, yeah, just put the whole thing in. So here's what we're... oh, I almost dropped it. Okay, oh, it's still recording. Alright, this is what we have, and we're gonna turn on the stove like that and all that stuff. So it's, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to spray the pan with stuff so that it doesn't stick and burn and make a mess, and it takes 50 years to clean. Always spray your pan before you start cooking. That's what we didn't do last time, and it smelled up the whole house. Right, now we put our stuff in. And now that there's oil, what is burning? What is, oh no. What is that? I don't... it'll be gone in a second. Alright, let's... No, no, it smells like burning. I'm not gonna use this burner. I'm gonna use the other burner. We're off to a great start, guys. We haven't even started cooking yet, and we already smell smoke, right? So I'm gonna use the other one and see if. Oh, I forgot. Don't forget to turn off your stove if you switch stoves, because things are burning, which things shouldn't be burning. Now, let me show you something about your stove. If your stove looks like it has anything like in it, like mine has like crap in it from where we have tried to pour stuff into pots and it misses the pot and it goes down the little thingies, and then whenever we turn on these burners, all that stuff is going to burn, and that's a fire hazard. So don't use burners with stuff in it. Now I can't actually see what was burning in this one. Okay, I don't smell smoke anymore, so it's implied that this one is safe to cook on. Alright, back to actually cooking the food. Now, the mushrooms are in the pan. Alright, this is taking too long, so let me show you what you gotta do. Now, the bigger and chunkier something is, the longer it's gonna take to cook. So what you gotta do is you gotta chop it up a little bit so that, because okay, I swear I just learned this in chemistry class. How much heat it takes to heat something is determined by its mass. So if you split the mass evenly between each thingy, it will take less time for each piece to cook, because there is less of it to heat, and that takes less energy and consequently less time. So as you can see, I'm taking the spatula and I am chopping up the mushrooms. Get it all chopped up. Oh, this burner is a little bit too small. But it'll have to do because it's the only one that won't cause fires and stuff. Right? We got that. See, now it's starting to cook. See, it wasn't cooking before because of all the giant pieces. When we chop it up into little pieces, now it starts cooking. Wait, is that already black? Oh wait, the mushrooms are always like that. Now, you'll notice that it does smell like pork now. So now that your mushrooms have started cooking, turn it down a little bit, you can go in your cabinet and add whatever seasonings you usually add when you make pork. Now most of you I would reckon probably don't eat pork as often, but for those of you who have eaten barbecue and stuff, it's delicious. The people who make it, the rednecks, probably aren't delicious and aren't good, but southern cooking we underestimate. Anyway, so I'm going to. What do you put in pork? I know there's some kind of rub, or it's called rub, that you put in pork, but it doesn't seem like we have that in this pantry. And hey, I wouldn't know, I'm a city boy. But anyway. Well, I am going to be using some garlic salt. Open the garlic salt, pick the camera back up so you can see me. But the garlic salt, garlic is great in pretty much every savory dish. It's full of antioxidants, just like mushrooms. And over here we also have some Mediterranean stuff. Mediterranean diets are quite popular, especially in places where barbecue is typically cooked. They're a favorite among barbecue cookers, and I only know that because I have to put up with barbecue cookers on a daily basis. Oh yes, you will be able to smell what's cooking. It smells like power and fiber, because mushrooms are full of fiber and antioxidants and vitamin A, and all of this stuff that you don't get from pork and from pigs that have been senselessly murdered, which, if you're a vegan, you'll love this. Next, we're going to add some... Should we add steak seasoning? I don't know, because this is not steak and it's not supposed to be steak, but what we do need is some barbecue sauce. Now, where is the barbecue sauce? I have no idea what barbecue sauce is. No, that's syrup. Hope you're enjoying me looking for all the ingredients that I didn't get out ahead of time. There is not a drop of barbecue sauce in this house. But realistically, if you're a vegan, you probably don't eat barbecue, so I wouldn't expect there to be barbecue sauce in your house, right? So let's find an alternative to barbecue sauce that still tastes good. Oh! I'm sorry, I'm blind. There was barbecue sauce in the fridge, on the door, where I just checked 50 times. Alright, this recipe will taste better with barbecue sauce. Okay, now, you don't have to use barbecue sauce. You can use steak sauce, because odds are you probably do have that in your house, even if you are a vegan. You might like to put that on stuff, but if you don't, it's not a hassle to just go to the store and buy some barbecue sauce. It's on the same aisle as the ketchup and the mustard and stuff. But anyway, you're going to pour some of the barbecue sauce into the... Oh dear. Okay. I didn't know it was going to come out that fast. It's sizzling fast, and it's boiling everything. Alright. Now, barbecue sauce is important for this dish because when people are making barbecue, like actual grilled, smoked pork stuff that's been slaughtered on the smoker, they use barbecue sauce and they smoke it in the barbecue sauce so that the barbecue sauce evaporates and it basically boils the meat in the barbecue sauce, and it adds that smoky flavor that country people really like. Not that you're country, but that's barbecue sauce is probably the most important ingredient in this dish. So it's highly recommended that you go to the store and get some. And some is sweet, some is spicy, some is savory. There's different heat levels, so if your stomach is sensitive to hot things and sensitive to capsaicin and all that stuff, you need to be aware of that. Most sauces tell you how spicy it is. This one doesn't, because obviously it's not that extreme. Okay. Let me turn on the light here. Now, if you did this correctly and you had it on the right heat and all that stuff, your mushrooms should look like pork. You can see this, it looks like pork, it smells like pork, it's got all the texture like pork, and it only took like a 50th of the time to cook. Alright? So, now what you do with your pork at this point is optional, although you should obviously eat it because that's a lot of food and all that stuff, and a lot of money and time and energy making the dish. But you put it on your sandwich, right? Most people, when they make pork, this is so hard, like to put it on a sandwich and cover it in yet even more barbecue sauce. And then you cover it in, guess what, even more barbecue sauce, because you're trying to be vegan and country at the same time, because that's really good and all that stuff. And once again, to prove to you that this is good, and I didn't just make you make some weird concoction to kill you, I'm going to eat it myself. Because that's what you do in cooking videos, is you eat it yourself and you say, I think I got a bite with most of the bread, but yep, tastes exactly like a barbecue pork sandwich. If you did it right, you will notice that. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you like this recipe, and you like and subscribe and all that stuff. And animal cruelty, eat mushrooms instead of pork. We'll see you next time.